Hello friends. In the United States, it's estimated that 7 out of every 10 piglets are born to Landrace sows. Over a lifetime, a single Landrace can produce as many as 250 offspring. This level of reproduction isn't common in nature. So is it the result of instinct or of careful human design? Find the answers at the end of this video. Let's begin. The Landrace sow is selected long before any feeding system or housing design is considered. Its long body, strong legs, and lighter bone structure are not cosmetic traits. They support reproduction. Just as importantly, Landrace sows typically have 14 to 16 evenly spaced teats, increasing survival rates during nursing. While Duroc is valued for meat quality and Yorkshire for versatility, Landrace is chosen for one purpose: consistent reproduction. In commercial systems, that consistency means more piglets per sow, more predictable output, and lower cost per pound, outcomes driven by genetics, not chance. In modern pork production, the breed sets the potential, but the sow determines the outcome. Each Landrace sow is housed in a controlled environment where temperature, airflow, and light are carefully regulated to reduce stress and stabilize reproduction. Her diet changes by stage, from breeding to gestation to lactation, with precise energy and protein levels. At the same time, weight, heat cycles, and behavioral stress are monitored continuously. These controls are not about comfort alone. A single healthy sow can produce 200 or more market hogs over her lifetime. Protecting the sow, therefore, protects the entire system not through instinct, but through measured, repeatable management. Birth is the most fragile stage in the entire pork production chain. In farrowing barns, temperatures are typically maintained between 85 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit to prevent hypothermia in newborn piglets. Even so, industry data shows that 10 to 15% of piglets may not survive the first week, most often due to chilling or crushing by the sow. To reduce losses, producers use farrowing crates, heated creep areas, and strict sanitation protocols. The first 6 to 12 hours are critical, when piglets must consume colostrum to build immunity. Experienced farmers often say this window decides everything. At scale, A small improvement in early survival can translate into thousands more market hogs by the end of the cycle. Once piglets are weaned, growth shifts from survival to precision. Animals are moved through nursery and finishing barns based on age and weight, not instinct or observation alone. Health programs are scheduled, not reactive, with vaccinations and monitoring applied at the group level. Individual animals are no longer managed one by one. Instead, performance is tracked by the pen and the barn, feed efficiency, uniformity, and mortality rates. In this system, efficiency does not come from attention to individuals, but from synchronizing thousands of animals to grow at the same pace, toward the same outcome. By the time hogs reach market weight, growth has run its course. What comes next is movement. Transportation becomes the bridge between the farm and the processing plant. Before loading, animals are sorted and weighed, most reaching 2 inside the trailer. Space is carefully planned. Overcrowding raises the risk of injury, while too much space increases stress and loss of balance. To limit fatigue and dehydration, most trips are kept under 8 hours. This stage matters because stress carries forward. High stress before the process is closely tied to meat quality problems such as PSE pork, pale, soft, and exudative cuts that reduce value. Inside the processing plant, the system reaches its final form under strict U.S. standards. Animals are handled according to the Humane Methods of Slaughter Act, with every step under continuous USDA inspection. Each phase from stunning to processing is precisely timed to protect welfare and meat quality. What sets this facility apart lies beyond federal requirements. Internal stress scoring and carcass tracking link each load back to transport and farm data, while temperature, pH, and sanitation are checked in real time. Nothing here is improvised. This is where years of genetic planning and biological control are finally measured and confirmed. From genetic selection to the processing line, every stage in this system is connected. The breed sets the potential, the sow sustains it, and the piglet grows into a finished animal. At the end, the factory completes what began on the farm. Nothing here is accidental. Each decision reduces uncertainty and delivers a predictable result. How that makes us feel is left to the viewer.
Wild boars destroy thousands of acres of crops in the snowy winters of Turkey, Bulgaria and Oklahoma, threatening the harvest and costing farmers millions. How do skilled hunters tackle these animals to protect the harvest? Can they stop a massive herd in harsh snow while keeping nature in balance? This documentary follows their mission to safeguard the harvest and support local communities. In Turkey's rugged hills, where hunting has been a tradition for centuries, wild boars dig up fields and ruin crops critical to the harvest. In Bulgaria's fertile farmlands, surrounded by rustic wooden homes, boars destroy cornfields, slashing the annual harvest. In Oklahoma's open prairies, dotted with family ranches, they attack livestock pens and tear through sweet potato plots, cutting into the harvest yield. A Bulgarian farmer reports losing half his corn harvest overnight due to boar raids. These losses show why controlling boars is vital to protect the harvest across these regions. The hunting team includes Thomas, who has spent 20 years defending his Oklahoma family farm's harvest, and Rose, a Bulgarian hunter focused on preserving nature to support harvesting. They prepare rifles, infrared scopes and hunting dogs, targeting areas where boars have hit the harvest hardest. Thomas says each hunt protects local families' harvesting efforts. Rose explained her shots aim to maintain balance, preventing boars from ruining the harvest. The team moves into the snowy forests, following fresh boar tracks as dogs pick up scents, ready to face the challenge. The first hunt begins in the snow-covered forests of Turkey. The team spots a large herd charging through the trees. A dog gets close to a boar but avoids its tusks. Thomas steadies his rifle and takes down a 200-kilogram lead boar after it slips on icy ground. Leon works with the dogs to block the herd's escape, firing shots that stop more boars heading toward nearby fields. These actions prevent further damage to the local harvest. The team notes that without this effort, the boars would continue to disrupt harvesting operations in the area. As night falls, the hunt moves to Bulgaria's open fields using infrared scopes. Drones provide overhead views to keep costs low. James targets a boar from a drone position and hits it directly. Rose spots a boar hiding in the brush and takes it down with one shot. She says her precision helps protect the harvest while respecting nature. A team member nearly slips on the snow but recovers to continue. These night efforts reduce boar numbers that raid harvest sites after dark. The drone shows boars scattering, leaving fields safer for the next harvesting season. The final hunt takes place in Oklahoma's prairies against a massive herd. Hundreds of boars rush from the woods, shaking the ground. The team uses a surround tactic with dogs. Thomas faces the head boar and shoots it after crossing rough terrain. A local farmer watching nearby says the hunters gave him hope to rebuild his harvest next season. Leon and others fire additional shots, stopping more boars. This work clears the immediate threat to the harvest. The team gathers their results, knowing they've protected local harvesting efforts. The hunt succeeds through teamwork among hunters, farmers and officials, all within legal hunting zones. Electric fences, powered by solar panels, have cut harvest damage by 30% in Bulgaria by blocking boar paths. Habitat management, like relocating food sources, is being tested to reduce conflicts long term. These methods balance human needs with nature, supporting sustainable harvesting. Thomas reflects that every hunt safeguards the harvest for communities. Rose adds that combining hunts with fences ensures better harvesting outcomes. Farmers confirm reduced losses to their harvest. The team shares games with locals, strengthening community ties. This approach protects the harvest while respecting the environment. If this story of saving the harvest inspires you, like and subscribe for more, and share your thoughts in the comments.
More than 2.6 million wild hogs are tearing through 99% of the state's counties, acting like a living demolition crew. Each night, herds flatten acres of corn and sugarcane, leaving nothing but muddy ruins behind. The damage is staggering, $871 million, 0 cents in Texas alone, and $1,600 million, 0 cents nationwide, according to the USDA 2025. These 400-pound beasts rip through frozen soil, smash fences, and erode nearly a third of farmland. They pollute rivers, destroy ecosystems, and push ranchers to the edge. The NRI reports that 30% of farmland has already been affected. And they're not just strong, they're smart. Hogs dodge traps, vanish into forests, and multiply faster than hunters can stop them. Bullets miss, fences fall. Their numbers keep rising, putting crops, jobs, and food security at risk. Even worse, African swine fever looms on the horizon. If it spreads to domestic pigs, it could cost America over $21 billion, 0 cents. I'm John from Lubbock, says a withered rancher. Hogs stole $20,000, 0 cents in crops overnight. My 80-year-old ranch is nearly bankrupt. This isn't a pest problem, it's a war. So what do you think? Is Texas losing $500 million, 0 cents, or $871 million, 0 cents? Drop your guess in the comments. Texas fights back hard. Steel corrals, 40-foot giants of welded mesh and drop gates snare entire herds. AI cameras and sensors, USDA pilot, 2025. Let ranchers trigger gates remotely when 80% of hogs enter, cutting costs 30%. Fermented corn and beer, its stench pulling hogs from 5 miles away. Set on muddy trails, traps lure them over 3 to 5 nights until they're fearless, then millions of acres need more. Night hunts kick off from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Teams with thermal scopes and tough dogs stalk hogs through fog and brush. Texas allows year-round hunting, but its intense 300-pound hogs charge, tusks flashing. The shocker? USDA's $75 0 cents M-Pilot in 2025 unleashed helicopter hunts, one chopper blasting 739 hogs in 60 minutes, pure precision. It costs $50 0 cents K a flight. Hit one, the rest bolt, a hunter grunts. Trap or hunt, which wins? Vote in our poll. Captured hogs raced to USDA plants, only 20 nationwide in steel trailers within 2 hours. Keeping meat pristine, strict inspections clear each hog before humane processing. Workers peel hides cleanly, avoiding contamination, then carve into primal cuts. Shoulders for roasts, bellies for lean bacon, ribs for smoking, loins for juicy chops. Wild hog meat shines. (24g) protein per 3 O's, 136 calories, 20% less fat than farm pork, packed with iron and B vitamins. Fossil Farms 2025. Vacuum sealed and traceable, it's market ready. Now, the magic. Texas Chef's Grill BBQ ribs, slow cooked at 250 DGF for 3 smoky hours, tender, bold, gamey bliss. Or try honey garlic chops, grilled in 20 minutes, pure fire. In Spain, Iberico hogs fetch $20. 0 cents/LB for silky hams. From field to fork, this meat's a sustainable hit. What dish would you make? Share your wild hog recipe below. Grab our BBQ recipe in the description. Every hog caught saves $2,000, 0 cents, to $5,000, 0 cents, in crop damage, turning a $1,600,000,000 0 cents crisis into profit. Meat sells at $8, 0 cents to $15/pound, beating farm pork. With sausages and bacon boosting margins, consumers love its lean, earthy kick, while curbed rooting protects 30% of eroding farmland. John's Ranch thrives again, fueled by meat sales. Globally, Europe culls 3.3 million hogs yearly, face 2025, Germany's drones cut 15%, and Australia's semi-wild farms earn $10, 0 cents M. Texas USDA pilot slashed 10% of hogs in 2025, with AI traps and hybrid farming paving a green future. Got a pest story? Share it and tag a friend. From feral fury to gourmet glory, Texas proves grit conquers chaos. Love this showdown? Smash that like, subscribe for more ag adventures, and try a wild hog recipe. Tag us. Next up, top 5 farming techs for 2026. See you there. Hey YouTube farmers, hunters and foodies, have you ever witnessed a feral hog ravage an entire field overnight? Comment yes or no and join in on Texas's epic battle with 2.6 million wild boars. Here we go.